On today's last episode of Finish the Snyderverse, we're going to get right into the facts of the whole situation. What's going on, my DC fans, and welcome back to another episode. Here we are. We made it to the final episode, episode 6 of Finish the Snyderverse. Today is about the facts. Let's just jump right into it. WB, first off, has officially never come out and said the Snyder Cut is not happening. Never said we are not getting the Snyder Cut. They never said that they would not bring Zack back. They've never had an official statement about this whole situation. And that's one of the good things about the Snyder Cut is they could have easily addressed it years ago and said it's not happening. But no, that's not the case because they want to release this movie. They want the fans to be happy. Something a lot of us seem to forget, especially me all the time, is that it's not up to Warner Brothers anymore. It's AT&T. Warner Brothers at this point means absolutely nothing. And I believe that when this movie gets released, when the Snyder Cut gets released, it's going to be under Warner Max. It's not going to be under Warner Brothers. And so forth with Justice League 2 and Justice League 3. And I know a lot of people have said, why would Zack come back to that situation? Why would Zack go to work for Warner Brothers again? Well, again, this is another positive. The fact that it's not Warner Brothers anymore. It's Warner Max. So a completely different team. And then besides that, the team that was there before, Tsujihara, Johns, they're all gone. Now Toby Emmerich, but he's on his way out. But still, this is a completely different division that AT&T has started called Warner Max. And a lot of people think that this is how this movie is going to come out. It's going to come out on HBO Max, and that's what this is. Warner Max is a subdivision that makes movies for HBO Max. Again, I don't know if that's the case, but this is just one way that Zack could come back with a completely different team and not have the same problems. And that goes for getting guys like Ben back and be like, hey, all the old guys, the old regime, they're gone. We have a new team, so it's going to be easier to come back. Ben and Henry have never said that they are not coming back to the DCEU. I know there was the one thing where Ben Affleck was on Jimmy Kimmel and they were like saying he was done as Batman, but Ben was just playing along with it. He was just kind of like, hey, yeah, I guess I'm not Batman anymore. It wasn't an official statement, and of course he would love to be back as Batman. Same thing with Henry. Henry has made a couple statements here or there saying that the cape is still in his closet. So as far as I'm concerned, those two are still Superman and Batman, and they would come back in a second for Zack. Definitely, because Zack, I mean, he means so much to them, and he means so much to this movement. They would easily, in a second, come back to finish whatever Zack would want. No one has said that Robert Pattinson is the new DCEU Batman. A lot of people assume, but we do not know. We thought this movie was set in the past, maybe in the 90s, but now it's looking like, no, it's modern day. But there's so many differences. The fact that Jim Gordon is black now. The fact that Andy Serkis, I believe, is playing Alfred. So this isn't this isn't Ben Affleck's Batman when he was younger. So we can completely scratch that. Now, I honestly believe that Matt Reeves wants to do his own trilogy and leave this thing alone. Have his own Batman universe, and that's it. That's what I truly believe, and that's what I think is going to happen. But, again, maybe down the road, they can bring Pattinson in, and with a multiverse type deal or whatever, just give the reins after Ben is done, then you introduce this new Batman from another multiverse, from another universe, and then he can be your new Batman. Aquaman and Wonder Woman, they were both huge successes at the box office. And who is the man that's responsible for getting them to those roles? Zack Snyder. Jason Momoa, he is, if you ever watch Jason talk about Zack, he is completely grateful for what Zack did to him. He says that Zack, gave him his career back. Zack is the reason that he's doing all this stuff now and he's making all this money now. And he talks about how Zack saved his life, saved his career. And in Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, Zack Snyder is the reason you became Wonder Woman. Again, both successes. Right there. Aquaman $1 billion. Wonder Woman almost made $1 billion. Zack is a very profitable man. The DCEU has not been rebooted. A lot of people think it has, but all the movies that have come out so far after Justice League, they've all been connected some way, somehow. Aquaman, talked about Steppenwolf, connected. Shazam, there were so many references to Batman, Superman, and then at the end, Superman was in the movie, connected. Then after that, you have Birds of Prey. It's connected. It is, Harley Quinn. It's connected. So as of right now, nothing has been rebooted. It is all still very much connected, and we do not have a problem with that. But again, it doesn't matter if it's not connected because they have a multiverse now. They can do all these stories and do whatever they want with these characters. The Flash appearing in the CW show, Ezra Miller's Flash appearing in the CW show is a very good thing. That establishes the multiverse. And then, again, that is really good for the Snyder Cut getting released. Because then you can tell the audience, oh, okay, we have this thing over at DC that's called the Multiverse. This is Zack Snyder's universe. What do you mean? There's, I don't understand. There was a Justice League movie that came out in the movie theaters. No, this is Zack Snyder's Justice League movie. Oh, okay. So it's a completely different deal. Yes, Zack can have his own universe, and then you can have the DCEU universe. You can have Black Label. You can have all the universes that you want. All these different movies, all these different characters. That's what the multiverse sets up. And that is why I believe the Flash, Ezra Miller's Flash, appeared in the CW Flash show. All of Zack Snyder's DC movies have made money. I don't care what anyone says. They have made a profit. Not just a little bit. A nice chunk of change. Man of Steel. BVS. No, that's it. The Snyder Cut is going to make a lot of money. Tons of money. Guaranteed money. It's going to be insane how much money this movie is going to make. This movie, I guarantee you, if this gets a proper theater release, I'm talking a couple months in the movie theaters. I don't know if that's going to be the case. I highly doubt it. But if it did, it would no doubt make $1 billion. There's too much involved. Too much. You're talking about the Justice League. You're talking about Darkseid. You're talking about Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, all these other characters that we didn't see. The Atom. 3.5 hours. This movie is going to make tons of money, guaranteed. Zack's production company, Stone Quarry, is involved with Wonder Woman 1984. When you saw the first trailer, the logo popped up right at the end. Again, another positive sign. Zack's production company is involved with that movie. If they didn't want anything to do with Zack and they wanted to move on, he would not have anything to do with the future DCEU movies at all. And at the end of the day, it's just too much money left on the table for AT&T. They need to make money. AT&T is so far in debt right now because they bought Warner Brothers. They need money. So you have a product that's already made that is guaranteed to make you millions of dollars. And you're not going to release that? You're going to release it. You don't get any better than that. You really don't. And you need to make all this money back? That's the first line of business right there. That's why we know it's coming. The last thing I want to touch on is the DC hardcore fans. WB, AT&T, they're losing the DC hardcore fans because of what they have done to Zack. And without them releasing the Snyder Cut, they're going to lose more and more and more fans. Now, when they release the Snyder Cut, you will gain fans back. Then when you bring Zack back, you will gain even more fans back. And you'll make more money again because they'll believe in the content. They'll believe that you have a vision and that you've done the right thing. And this is why Zack will come back and he will finish his arc that he started. I guarantee it. So anyway, guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching. A couple things I want to talk about before I go is tonight at 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time, me and Jeffrey Warfield are doing a live stream on my channel. Don't forget to check it out. Tomorrow, Saturday, 12:45 p.m. Eastern Time, me and Fatal J are doing a live stream on my channel. Don't forget to check that out. And again, guys, when I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to buy one of you guys an Xbox or a PlayStation 5. So don't forget to subscribe. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you at the live stream.